Continue with the operation. You may fire when ready.
Yoda's Kane, Anakin has gone insane. Logan 6, Corporal Hicks, the Jem'Hadar need a fix. Ripley, NPC, Daredevil, he cannot see. Bumblebee, K9, the Doctor, and Klingon wine. Old Bob Sandworm, stories that'll twist and turn. Bow Toss, Scimitar, Death of Tasha Yar. Flash Gordon, Buck Rogers, Stormtroopers and Clone Wars. James Holden, Tweaky, John Koenig and Ziggy.
We talk about the series. You can join us live by picking up your phone now. We talk about the series. We're coming to you on your streaming services now. We talk about the series. Comics, books, and games, we go beyond the show now. We talk about the series. Come and join us as we sit and chat and we go on and on and on and on.
Well, good evening, Trekkies and Trekkers around the globe. It is Thursday, September 18th, 2025. Welcome to episode 654 of Trek Talking. Wow, 654. I'm your most excellent host, Uncle Jim. Welcome to the podcast. Before I go too far, I'd like to go around and introduce you to my awesome Trek experts. We'll start off with Paul. Paul's out in Portland. How you doing tonight, Paul? Paul, I see your lips, but I don't hear your voice anymore.
Let's try that way.
There we go.
Okay, so,
loud and clear.
Yeah, it's I find that my First Amendment rights are under threat daily now. So that was probably what that was due to, because I felt momentarily threatened by somebody with a lack of vision, Mr. Spock, a lack of motivation. So I managed to wrest the helm back, because my voice must be heard.
Yes.
Spock.
Yes.
And it is heard loud and clear. And we also have Eric. He's also from Portland. How you doing, Eric?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I wish I could think of cool stuff to say. I'll just say I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay.
And that's okay. That's fine. And let's stick with our Portland theme and swing on over to David. He's our miracle worker. How you doing tonight, David?
I'm doing pretty good. Doing pretty good.
Okay. All right. So you're pretty good.
There's a lot of variety here over in Portland.
All right.
So I get the feeling that if there's like an audition for a show later after the podcast, I may get the part.
You're going to get the part.
Yeah. I'm
Absolutely.
not seeing a lot of improv skills going.
Usually I have some, man, but tonight is not working.
We're not going to go to Portland. We're going to go out to Virginia. And we're going to say hello to V. How you doing tonight? Welcome to the show, V.
I have Moopsy here again with me, so who will drink the bones of anybody who violates my First Amendment rights. There you go.
All right, that's cool.
Excellent.
No, you got to do
cool.
the
This message. Excellent, Smithers. Well, now that we have that cleared up.
I'm glad that you were Simpsons fans, because I love the Simpsons.
Oh, yeah. I've got strong ties to Matt Groening. I love all of his shows.
Oh, I do too.
I even have a family member who works with him.
Really? That's so cool. And he's got, the whole Portland thing.
Yeah, all of the Simpsons characters are named after streets in Portland.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We actually have Flanders on a brass plaque on one of our bridges.
That's awesome.
That explains a lot right there.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And the fact,
we'll have ourselves a diddly good podcast.
I know.
Yeah,
diddly ho, neighborinos.
absolutely.
Yeah, I frequently quote it's an old Treehouse of Horror with the Re-Education Center. When it's a tough day, it's like just relax, let the hooks do their work. Because some days that's what
every time
that's what you have to do. So
I was gonna say mine that I use frequently is every time I eat spicy food, I say my mouth tastes like burning.
I'm in danger.
Principal Nintendo? Or what is it?
Oh, wow.
Nintendo Chalmers. That's what it is.
Super
Yeah.
Nintendo
Super
Chalmers.
Nintendo
we could do
Chalmers.
a
Yeah.
whole thing just on the
Yeah.
Simpsons, which are
Let's just keep
wonderfully.
this going for the next 2
I
hours.
know
It's great.
I like it. I like it.
wonderfully. They keep on predicting stuff for the future that's been happening, and it's just like I don't know if Matt Groening has
So
like
I
weird.
hope so.
Me too. All right.
One particular prediction in
We
particular.
won't go into. We won't go into. We got to.
Oh.
Okay.
We'll let the audience fill in their own blanks.
Well, guys,
All right. Whew.
I have to apologize because Chris Myers was going to be on with us, who played Ensign Gamble on Strange New Worlds, and he was really excited to join us. We were all set, but unfortunately for us, but fortunately for him, he landed a role in a play on Broadway, and has to do his rehearsals and whatnot. So
yeah, and he told us that was the Buena Vista Social Club, which of course I know as a band, but then my wife tells me that they made a movie of the band too, and that the musical is a musical of the movie of the band. Does anybody know anything about that?
No.
You're
Kinda meta,
speaking
you know,
Klingon to me.
I know.
Yeah.
I love the band, but I just had no idea there was a movie.
didn't
or
know.
that they
You
had
can
made a musical.
copyright
So.
anything and turn it into multimedia. It's like the idea in Hollywood is, and Broadway is revenue streams, right? And so there'll be a Buena Vista Social Club comic book or Buena Vista Social Club, Hulu series.
Action figures.
Yeah, exactly.
I need to look
can
that
get
up
your
because
special
I didn't
figure.
know they were a band, so I got to look that up. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about it, so I'm in
Milk
the
that
dark.
cow. Milk that cow.
You know
That's
what?
how it works in show
I
business.
say we should take a road trip and go see him.
Cuba?
Opening night.
No. To New York. Yeah.
We could probably get.
It's a long drive from here, my dear.
I know.
We could probably get some tickets.
I rode a train almost. Well, I did wind up in New York because I missed my stop, but that's another story. So
you missed your stop.
Yeah.
You missed
you
your
were
stop.
partying too hard in the dining car.
No.
Were you asleep? Were you asleep in your Arachnia outfit?
What happened? Okay, Amtrak has rules for the size of luggage you can bring onto the train. These college girls did not pay attention to it. They had these.
What a shock!
Can I say ass on here?
You can say
you already did. You can say fuck if you want. You can say anything you want.
You said it, so I guess.
Only can be described as
you can say labia on this show. It's okay.
Or vulva.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
All roads lead to Rome.
Moopsie is going to talk for me. Okay, what I was trying to say, you weirdos, was that these girls had these big ass suitcases. They were standing in the aisle. I was like literally 4 feet from the exit when we pulled into the station. I could not get past them. They did not understand what I was trying to say. The train was trying to make up for lost time for previous stops. So they stopped for like 3 seconds, which I could have gotten off, but I couldn't. The train takes off. I go to New York. Long story short, lots of swearing. No, I'm not going to repeat what I said. And what I said to those girls, because they thought it was hilarious. And I what's that line that Garrick said? But I made several cutting remarks that will no doubt leave lasting damage. Or I love Garrick's lines, Anyway, but I did thankfully make it back on a train. I just got on a random train that was supposed to be back to the Newark Penn Station, and luckily it actually went there. So.
Wow. Okay. Well, glad you made it.
Me too. I don't know how I got on that.
By the way,
yeah.
Excellent review last week.
Oh,
that
good.
was amazing.
Oh, thank you. I had so much fun. I need to do it again. That's what I just want to do for the rest of my life. So is just go to Star Trek cons and just have fun and
podcast.
It's a pretty good life.
Yeah, it is. I could do that. I really could. That one was so nice because it was so contained.
Yeah, if only any of those things paid.
I know.
Fish me.
If there's anybody out there that wants to live vicariously through me and just pay for my trips, I will gladly do that. Because I want to make more. I want to make more cosplay outfits. I want to be Kai Wynn. I want to be Sorella. I want to be able to do Klingon weddings and be a legit person and recite that cool poem that she did when Worf and Jadzia got married.
Well, William Shatner is going to be at Trek Ticonderoga November 21st and 22nd. So for the 8,487,000th time. So, you know.
I was gonna say, what does that have to do with me?
Well, see, I wanted to.
A lot of times I miss these connections. I like, what is that?
It's okay. It's just like, it's a lateral.
Well, you know, because he wrote and directed Star Trek V.
There we go.
Oh yeah, I knew that was good.
It's our first Star Trek
That was my one regret. That was the one regret that I couldn't get to the mic in time, but he had to tell that dadgum story about getting food poisoning from fish, and I did not want to think of Shatner on the toilet puking and pooping. That was just
stay away from the fish.
But wanted to tell him about our Shatner Says What segment, because he probably would have thought that was hilarious, or we were insane, or either way.
Or he would have sued us.
Or he would,
more likely that. Yeah.
No, hopefully not. Hopefully not. No.
Well, at any rate, we were going to have Chris Myers on the podcast. He couldn't make it, so we had to throw something together real quick. And here we are throwing something together real quick. So this is what you get.
You can feel it, can't you, people?
Yeah,
you can feel
it's there.
You feel the professionalism.
But we are definitely going to be talking about the Strange New Worlds finale, New Life and New Civilizations, and we're going to be able to give it its full going over naturally, which is cool. And we do have our fan shout outs, and that's a great segment. That's one of my favorite segments, and that's where we get to say thank you to fans just like you right there for listening to our podcast and putting up with us. So that's pretty awesome. I do have a couple of polls this week. You know, does Pelia know Doctor Who, and who does she know? And Eric's going to answer that one for us later on. You don't want to miss that. And now that season 3 has ended, what is your favorite season of Strange New Worlds? You'll have to stick around to find out what our fans had to say. And what Star Trek actors do you share a birthday with? Well, find out on our Star Trek birthdays. And what's going on around the Star Trek universe. Shatner says, what? Kirk returns, and the Klingons get a day off. I wonder what that could be about. So you're going to have to hang around if you want to find out. So that's what we have planned for you guys tonight. You can over to our Facebook page at Trek Talking and Beyond. At the top of the page, you'll see a pinned post saying, live long and prosper. Tell us where you're listening from. Leaves lots of dancing emojis. They get my attention. If you see a heart next to your name from yours truly, Uncle Jim, you are going to be featured in a future fan shout out. So Eric, take away. You've got our fan shout out.
All right, let's do it. Our first fan shout out goes out to Carlos Sanchez Montoya, who's saying hello to us from Quito, Ecuador. Is that one of those countries you've been to, Paul? I can't remember. Have you been to Ecuador?
I've been to Costa Rica.
Costa Rica, okay.
Yeah, but not Ecuador. I've heard good things, though. I've heard it's amazing.
Well, Carlos, I'm sure that you could tell us all about it. It would be great to have a little more detail from you. What's it like living down in Ecuador? How many Star Trek fans are there? How much do you love our podcast? Thank you so much for saying hello to us this week. We really appreciate it. Also saying hello this week to Joe McLeod of the Clan McLeod? No, that's in Scotland. Sorry. Joe is hailing from Western Australia, sending us that wonderful Australian flag. It's pretty far from the United States. It's a place I might want to visit and stay. Joe McLeod, do you like it down there?
They have wombats. I love wombats, and wombats, fun fact, have square poop.
Oh,
so it doesn't roll back into their burrows after they. All right, so there's that.
It's just, if you've ever seen the Lord of the Rings, that's where lembas bread came from, right? It's a square.
It's just wombat poop.
Wombat poop. That's how Frodo and Sam crossed Mordor.
I love wombats. I love wombats.
So nutritious. I love it.
Sorry.
All right.
Every animal in Australia wants to kill you. It's so many dangerous.
That's what I was going to say. Don't they have
No, wombats do not. And the sad thing is too many people don't pay attention to them. And because I follow these animal rescues, but I love all the animals. But it's just really kind of heartbreaking, but so many people do so much work to take care of them, to nurse them back to health, and it's just really quite amazing. So if I ever went to Australia, I would just visit all the people that I've seen over the internet on Facebook about rescuing wombats and quokkas and kangaroos and everything. Koalas and quokkas.
Amazing.
All right. Anyway, I'm going to shut up now.
No, I love it, and I would hope that you would think to bring us all back a sample of that square poo. I'd love to see that.
I don't think you can export it out of the country. Remember when Bart brought the frogs?
Eric, do you think it's possible? Can we train ourselves to do that? Do you think we can, if we are disciplined enough and study enough geometry, can we train ourselves to poo squarely?
I feel like I've been working on my abs,
See what happens? Okay, if Chris Myers is watching, see what happens when you don't show up. We just go all to hell here.
Well,
all right.
I'm hoping that dude from Australia gets back in touch with us again.
I know, he probably...
yeah.
The dude.
Thank goodness Joe McLeod got a hold of us and hasn't been scared off yet, so thank you, Joe.
True.
All right, also saying hello this week to Petra Kataunti, I believe I'm spelling or saying that correct. You're from Germany. That does not sound like a German last name. I'm pretty good with German names, so maybe that's, I don't know, Italian or something. But Petra, thank you so much for saying hello to us. Regardless of where you live, we have a lot of support from people living in Germany, and we always appreciate all of that love coming right from the middle of Europe there. And last but not least, we're saying hello this week to Sven's Folkel, who is saying hello to us from Paderborn. You say, where's Paderborn? Well, we're going back to Germany again. So thank you, Sven, so much for saying hello to us. Charles is not here, so V, would you like to do the Charles fan shout out? Oh, no, you have your own. Well, that's okay. Why don't you do both?
Okay, sure. I can do both. Yeah, we have the top fan, K. Miller McLeod from Southern California. So greetings to you, our top fan. That's wonderful.
I believe that's Southern Carolina, if I'm
sorry.
reading correctly. I mean, you don't know what Kay might do if you tell her if you say she's from the wrong state.
You're getting into a whole red versus blue situation.
Okay, no, Southern Carolina.
I'm going to throw wombat poop at you. Covered in wombat poop.
You know, it's time to put on your readers or the magnifying thing with the old windows there.
That's what happens when I'm tired. I tend to misread stuff, but so Southern Carolina, and I hope you like that good Carolina barbecue with the vinegar sauce, because that is the best. Anyway, next we have Dave Mondine from Pittsburgh, PA, USA. Pittsburgh named for William Pitt, the one member of Parliament who stood up and spoke on behalf of the colonies when they were having protests over the Stamp Act in 1765. So thank you to William Pitt.
Amazing.
Then we have Jim Cole from the San Francisco Bay Area. All right. So I wonder if he lives near Starfleet headquarters. Then Roger Enzor from Quitman, Mississippi. All right. So next, we have rising fan Adam Hutchinson from Dayton, Ohio, USA. So thank you, Adam, for being a rising fan. Next, Joey Kerr from Indiana. Then Kisha Epps from Memphis, Tennessee. Lots of great music out of Memphis. And then, certainly last but not least, Alan J. Peddle from Maryland. All right, Paul, on to you.
Thank you, Charles. I mean, excuse me. Let me put my readers on. This show is not going according to script at all.
It's just, we're off the rails.
My notes say, Charles finishes
Portland water.
clear throat.
Well,
Charles makes confusing comment, then
if you say I'm Charles, then man, I need to go see a plastic surgeon or something.
I just astral projected for a minute there. Sorry, I'm back now. It's back. So let's visit friends in other parts of the cosmos here. We are going to say hello to our flag-waving brethren, Leandro Rimulo. Leandro is a Brazilian now living in Colombia. And that sounds like a pretty exciting journey there, Leandro. So great to know that there is still Star Trek available to you down in those southern hemispheres, which is great. Hello, I almost said happy birthday. I'm really out of it today, clearly. But hello and welcome to Jose Salazar from Monterrey, Mexico. Absolutely fantastic to hear from Jose. I love that there is a huge contingent of Star Trek fans in Mexico. Give it up to top fan Emilio Gianassi from Cordoba, Argentina. Top fans are folks who are engaging on our Facebook page all the time. If you would like to be a top fan, engage on our Facebook page frequently and send a blank check to Uncle Jim, care of P.O. Box 1666, Rutland, Vermont, 60215. And you could be a top fan as well.
Ooh.
Oh, wait a minute. There's one more person here, some of my brethren as well. Stuart Cook with an E. Stuart Cook with an E from Worcestershire, from UK, land of many exciting sauces and mispronunciations. I believe that is what Worcestershire.
Or
Let me try it again.
Yeah, Bugs Bunny.
Worcestershire. Stuff you put on the steak,
Worcestershire.
right?
Worcestershire. Yeah, exactly.
Worcestershire.
Yeah, Bugs Bunny.
You know, my wife is on vacation, and Worcestershire, right? It's like, Worcestershire. It's like, I don't know what to tell you, but yeah, it's a lot of vowels and consonants colliding. But anyhow, proof that we have Star Trek fans all over the place. South America, the UK, Germany, you name it. Even in weird little, banjo picking towns in the South, there are Star Trek fans everywhere. Isn't that right, Uncle Jim?
I couldn't agree more, Paul. Speaking of little towns, I'd like to say hello and thank you to Andrew Schletzler, who's listening to us in New Jersey. Thank you for listening, Andrew. Also, Alan Stevens, who's in Sanford, Maine. I believe that's where Stephen King is from. Perhaps?
No, he's from Castle Rock, but yeah.
Well, it's close enough.
He's
Maine
from
is
Bangor.
like so small you can throw a rock.
He's from Bangor.
Can't be
that
that
it?
far.
He's from Bangor?
Yeah.
Is Castle Rock the town that's in his books then? There's something
Well, he
about
made up
Castle Rock.
Castle Rock doesn't really exist. I mean, there's a Castle Rock in Washington,
okay.
but I believe it's
I can't tell fact from fiction. You should know that.
Oh, me neither.
I thought there was a
explains a
Castle
lot.
Rock in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Every
but
one of his
he,
stories takes place in Maine, so.
Yeah, but he's I believe Bangor's, I don't know if it's where he was born, but that's where he hangs his hat.
Got it.
I wonder if we could get him on the podcast.
Who,
Anyways,
Stephen King?
We also want to say
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
She's like,
what?
Montgomery Gigi, who's listening to us in West Virginia, USA. Thank you so much. And last but not least on my list, Dana Morris, who's in Toronto, Canada. Thank you so much for being fans. If you guys would like to see yourselves on a future fan shout out, head over to our Facebook page. Tell us where you're from. Leave lots of emojis. And if you want to, send us a picture. And it'll be right up there on the screen with all these other great, like there's Eric and I at Ticonderoga right now. And your picture can be up there, shared for the whole world to see. Trek Talking and beyond. All right, guys, that finishes up our fan shout-outs. And now it's time to move on to some polls. You guys ready for some polls?
Sure.
All right, we got to play the polling song first.
Polling, you know we like knowing what you thought about the show, and we try to share your opinions with all of our minions out there because they listen worldwide. So tell us just what you think, and together we will all drink Kanar and Romulan ale tonight. I think I got an AI project for you, David. What we need to do, you see, is we need to get pictures of Uncle Jim, and then we need pictures of a horse, and we need kind of Uncle Jim like riding off into the distance.
There was a horse in Star Trek 5.
To be our video. There you go. Put him on the horse as Cybok.
Who rode the horse?
from Star Trek 5. I think it's a perfect AI project for you, man.
There you go.
Cool.
All right. So we have a couple of polls this week. And David, you want to roll the tape?
I'm just glad Enterprise was able to be my ride back to Earth.
And I'm glad we all get to be there for your promotion ceremony.
Cheers.
Additionally, we will take the opportunity to run shipwide diagnostics. Enterprise has had a challenging few months.
That is an understatement.
Oh, challenging, schmallenging. Remind me to tell you about the time I spent with the traveling doctor I once knew.
All right, so you saw the clip. Eric, what is the question?
Well, the question is, does Pelia know the Doctor? And that's, of course, the Doctor from Doctor Who, the British television series. And 100% of the responders to our poll say, heck yeah, Pelia knows the Doctor. And given that this is the second Doctor Who reference we've had this season, the first, of course, being that there was an actual TARDIS hooked up to the same little viney thing that was connected to the Enterprise in the Salat who ate its tail. I would say I kind of have to agree. I mean, here she clearly pivots. She's going to say something else. Pike gives her a look, and then she kind of comes up with this time-traveling doctor thing. But is not every single half-truth rooted in truth? I think maybe she's like a hidden companion. Perhaps she's the companion for the fugitive doctor, because we've never seen that companion. Perhaps she's the companion of the war doctor. We've never seen that companion. So I know that none of you have any idea what I'm talking about, but if you're out there and you like Doctor Who, you know what I'm talking about. She's a hidden companion. I'm calling it.
I was counting on you to tell us what doctor she knows. Was it Tom Baker?
Well, I think, all of the, assuming that all of the adventures that we know about all the other doctors have actually been seen on screen and we've never seen Pelia, I therefore have to pivot to doctors whose companions we've never seen. And so that's why I bring up the fugitive doctor from the alternate timeline. I bring up the war doctor from the other alternate timeline. People have speculated about where Pelia comes from, how long she's been around, who she knows, all of that kind of stuff. So I see no reason why she can't know one of these other doctors whose companion.
Yeah, she knows. She was a roadie for what? The Grateful Dead.
The Dead, yeah.
So,
yeah. I mean, what hasn't she done?
I know. And was she drunk in that scene? Because she seemed like she was definitely enjoying something.
I kind of always half wonder if Pelia is just constantly drunk. She sort of seems like it.
Stoned or something. I don't know. It's hilarious, and I have come to love her. Didn't like her at first, but now I just
Well, I really want to hear a modern interview with Carol Kane and just see if she really just talks like that now. I'm not really sure.
I don't know. That's a good question.
Well, I like her a lot now because we see less of her.
Aww.
We see more of Scotty, and the less we see of her, they give her more impactful lines that stick in your head than just mumbling like she did before. So
yeah,
I'm starting to like her more the less we see her. So, does anybody want to have anything to add to her knowing Doctor Who?
I just say absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I only know Jodie Whittaker, and so obviously we didn't see her on that series, so I can't really say anything about Doctor Who because I don't know. But Paul's a huge Doctor Who connoisseur, right, Paul?
I'm from the old Tom Baker era, right? So I know that, but yeah, I'm happy to move on from anything Pelia related. Am I the only one who heard the Pelia related Starfleet Academy news? Did anyone else hear that? Or am I the only one who heard that?
I haven't heard it.
Yeah,
you must be the only one.
Maybe I'm breaking a story on the air right now, but Holly Hunter is like the head of Starfleet Academy, right? Right.
Yep.
Acknowledged with verbal.
That's what they're saying.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So
yes.
Apparently,
yes.
her character's half Lanthanite, is what they're saying, which I just found out about. Yeah. So there could be weirdness going on with her, but that's a confirmed rumor, not rumor, it's confirmed fact. So there you go. So
oh my God, what if she's the daughter of Doctor Who and Pelia?
Pelia's mother.
Grandmother, second cousin.
Maybe she's hatched from a Gorn egg from Patel
That's
that
what
came
I
from
was
Star
hoping,
Trek
Uncle
5.
Jim. Uncle Jim, I'm playing your roulette wheel number.
Oh my God.
That's what I was hoping, really. The words were literally trying to escape my mouth, and Uncle Jim said them.
Cybok brought the Gorn egg there and
I'm going to have a
hatched, and it
lot
was
more
Holly
to say
Hunter.
about
There you
that.
go.
Wow.
Real soon.
All right. So that's our Pelia Doctor Who discussion with a little bit of Star Trek 5 thrown in there just for some flavor. And as you guys know, season 3 just wrapped up, and there's been a lot of talk about season 3. So we have a poll question here, but before we get to the poll question, it has been a very, very long time since season 1 and season 2. So I've asked David to put together a little reminder of what season 1 was all about. So for us that don't remember, so David, you want to roll the tape for season 1?
Yep, I do.
Hi. Sorry to interrupt. This is your captain? Our mission. To chart the stars. Push the boundaries of what is known. And what is possible.
I'm standing on the surface of a comet.
I love this job.
These people, this crew, I believe we can do anything.
You wanted to seek out new life. Go where the aliens are.
Your presence is blasphemy.
Let's talk about this. Find some
I think that went well.
Perhaps we should kiss.
That seems logical.
Maybe we don't touch anything else. Just a suggestion.
The whole future hangs in the balance.
No one can know the future. One can only follow one's instincts.
You're the best of Starfleet. Our ability to work together, that's our greatest strength. Let's show them what you got.
All right, so that was the original trailer for season 1 of Strange New Worlds many, many, many moons ago. And before we move on, I wanted to ask my Trexperts, what was one of your favorite episodes from season 1, Paul?
Oh gosh, season 1, eh? Well,
I know it was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was. I would say probably for me the one that sticks out the most. I think I really liked that season 1 finale, Quality of Mercy. I thought that was great. I thought that held up really, really well. I thought it.
How about you, Eric? Oh, well, I don't hear Eric. We lost Eric again.
Oh, sorry about that.
Oh, there he is. He's back.
For me, Strange New Worlds has one of the best first episodes out there. I really, really liked the opening episode of the entire series. Thought it was super Star Trek-y.
I agree completely. That was one of the when he turns and says hi, and there's the Enterprise outside the window. That was a great way to open up the series. How about you, V? Season 1.
I'm trying to, because it's been a while since I watched. I can't remember. Is Those Old Scientists? Is that from season 1, or is it 2?
Season 2.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll agree that opening one was just epic. So that's my answer.
Yeah, let's see. We've got, so just to refresh people's memories, so here are the titles from season 1. Strange New Worlds is the first one. Episode 2 is Children of the Comet. Episode 3 is Ghosts of Illyria. Episode 4 is Memento Mori. Episode 5 is Spock Amok.
Episode 6 is Lift Us Where Suffering Cannot Reach. That one was also
was
just
that with the
devastating.
child, that little kid that got?
Yes.
Oh, that was.
That was incredible.
Yes.
Episode 7 was The Serene Squall with Captain Angel.
And Cybok.
Cybok. Episode 8 was The Elysian Kingdom, the one with Mbenga's daughter. Yep. Episode 9 was All Those Who Wander, and episode 10 was A Quality of Mercy.
Okay, I'll change my answer to The Elysian Kingdom because that was just beautifully done.
Well, nice. How about you, David? Season 1.
Well, now hearing all those episodes, I do now remember The Quality of Mercy was actually my favorite one out of all of them. I'm assuming that was the one where it was an alternate universe and the Romulan blew up the starbase. Is that the one I was thinking of?
I think so.
Yes, okay. where Captain Kirk takes all the ships.
Something. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think that one was probably my favorite. I actually like how they did the TOS an honor for that particular role, so that was pretty good.
And that's the episode where we find out that Pike cannot sidestep his destiny because Spock will end up in a bad place.
Pretty much.
And that's when Pike has to accept it, which he'd wrestled with all season. So that was a really good one. All right, so that's our season 1 picks. David, you want to roll the tape for season 2?
Yeah, I do.
Someone once said space is dark and cold. Our job is to bring light, bring warmth, bring life to wherever we go. Is this a...
Uh-oh.
You here to start the engine sometime soon, Erica?
Don't worry. I did this 100 times during the war. It's like riding a bike.
I sense a tension, a feeling that something's in the air.
Oh my God.
Our job puts us up against death. We might not like it, but we do have to face it. Hold on to your saddles.
We are explorers. It's easy to forget how awesome that is.
Exploration is what we love most.
I have this crazy theory. I love a crazy theory.
What does this mean?
I don't know. Chop. Do you know the odds of all of us being here at this time? It's improbable, and yet here we are, together. Surprise!
Live long and prosper, Mr. Boimler.
You could also live and...
All right, so that was season 2. Eric, what do we have in season 2?
We had episode 1, The Broken Circle, which is the one where Noonien Singh compels Spock to disobey orders and take the USS Enterprise. We've got Ad Astra per Aspera is episode 2. It's a number 1 episode. Episode 3 is Tomorrow, Tomorrow, and Tomorrow, the time travel episode. Episode 4 is Among the Lotus Eaters. Episode 5 is Charades, the shuttle accident that leads to Spock's DNA being removed. You know, it's the weird human episode. Episode 6 is Lost in Translation, where Uhura does the translating. Episode 7 is Those Old Scientists, our crossover episode. Episode 8 is Under the Cloak of War, where Pike and the crew welcome a Klingon defector aboard the Enterprise. Episode 9 is Subspace Rhapsody, and episode 10 is Hegemony Part 1.
Wow, lot of good ones there. Paul, what do you think about season 2? What's your favorite moments? What's your favorite?
Checking my audio, man. Audio okay?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, great. Season 2 is my favorite season. I mean, those are all. There's only one bad episode in that whole list, right? So my favorite, I think, is got to be just because. Gosh, it's tough. I mean, it's for me. I can't just pick one because for me, it's those old scientists and Subspace Rhapsody. I mean, to me, that those two, I cannot separate one being better than the other. That's the show swinging for the fences and really getting it right both times. Daring to be different and being really well written at the same time. I love those two episodes so much.
How about you, Eric?
I mean, I can't disagree. Both of those episodes are really good. I think I'd tend towards the Subspace Rhapsody just because I'm more of a musical guy. But since Paul's already voted for those, I'm going to go for Under the Cloak of War because I thought that was also a very excellent episode. And I love the whole battle that M'Benga has with himself and the fact that at the end of that episode, we don't really know what happened. I mean, we find out in season 3, but just a great episode.
Well, Paul took my first two choices. Eric took my third choice. So I'm going to go with.
We can say not to be different. We can all like the same episode. We can.
Yeah. I'm going to go with the Broken Circle just because I loved the diversity of Klingons in that episode.
Sure.
There was a lot of really cool Klingons in there, so I'm going to go with Broken Circle. Although I hated the idea of Bohemian Rhapsody when they announced it. I just couldn't stand it. Said it was going to suck, and I was so wrong because it turned out to be, I think, one of the best episodes. And the dancing, singing Klingons at the end. Bruce Horrick playing General Karkag was phenomenal. So yeah, that would be my choice. How about you, V?
Well, I'm going to go with Paul. Of course, those old scientists because I love Lower Decks and the fact that Jack Quaid and Tawny Newsome look like so much like their animated characters. And Jack Quaid even did that Section 31 walk in real life, which is not easy to do. That cracked me up. And then I was going to say Bohemian Rhapsody. Yeah, I like that one too. Subspace Rhapsody, because seeing Celia Rose Gooding, a.k.a. Uhura, talk about that at the con and how much she enjoyed it because she is all about singing. And so that was her top favorite episode to film. And then when somebody asked her if there would be more singing, she said she could neither confirm nor deny. So who knows?
I'm assuming the Muppet episode.
I don't know. I'm looking forward to that because I love Muppets. So. Yeah.
All right, David. So that swings it around to you. Season 2.
Yeah, it's hard to decide. Whatever episode this guy was in probably would be my favorite, but other than that, I actually have to say the Old Scientist would probably reach my top tier.
All right, so there you have it, guys. That's the Trexperts picks, which leaves us with only one season left. Roll tape.
Someone once said space is dark and cold. Our job is to bring light, bring warmth, bring life to wherever we go. Is this a hit it situation?
It's whatever kind of adventure we want it to be.
This crew is a team. The finest Starfleet has to offer.
Indeed. It's possible they don't know about us. They know about us.
There is evil in this universe as sure as there is good.
The choices you make in that chair, they are yours to make and yours to live with.
We await your orders, sir.
You don't trust me with your best friend?
You don't trust me with your baby brother. It's madness.
We have to stop this invasion. Prepare all weapons.
Get to the ship!
We are going to find our way out of this together.
It's 1 in 1,000 we get it done right or don't blow ourselves up along the way.
I like those odds. We'll just turn it off before we blow up.
Give me 5. Now, down low.
Why would you do that?
Because you are too slow.
Oh.
I have it. That was season 3. Paul, what do you think about season 3? What's your favorites?
Worst season of
Eric, why don't you tell us the episode?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, episode 1, Hegemony Part 2, the second half of that last episode of last season. Then we've got Wedding Bell Blues, Shuttle to Confori, the zombie episode, A Space Adventure Hour, the Clue episode, Through the Lens of Time, The Salat Who Ate Its Tail, What is Starfleet, 4.5 Vulcans, Terrarium, and of course tonight we're reviewing New Life and New Civilizations. Go for it, Paul.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this season. I think there's a lot of missteps and a very clunky bunch of episodes. But there are some standouts that are really good, and I'm giving that to episode number 6, The Salat Who Ate Its Tail. That's really strong, tight, engaging, well written, and it makes you want a lot more of Paul Wesley and the original series characters in a new form, a reinvented form, which I think we were skeptical about, but that's a good episode. I think that one bears up to repeat viewing. A lot of these do not.
All right. How about you, Eric? Season 3.
Yeah, I mean, this season definitely reads as a let's try something different every episode and see what happens kind of season. I'll say that I really dug episode 9, Terrarium, the Erica Ortega's episode. It had kind of a slow pace, but it had high stakes. I know some people felt like they had kind of seen that before and drew a lot of similarities to movies like Enemy Mine and that sort of stuff, but it felt fresh enough to me, and I love me some Erica Ortega, so I'll pick that one as my favorite.
How about you, V? What do you think?
Just because it made me laugh, and I watched it 4 times, 4.5 Vulcans. Just Patton Oswalt as the Vulcan Doug. I don't care if it was dopey and it wasn't Star Trek-y enough. For me, it was. It made me laugh in a time where I desperately needed to laugh, so I'll go with that one.
All right. How about you, David?
Yeah, I would almost have to agree with Paul there that Salah Who Ate His Tail, bringing back the original characters, just the feel of Star Trek, how they started their adventure together is I think, probably the strongest episode.
I would agree completely. That was a great one, but I have to go with the Klingon zombie episode because Baitha was so awesome. I think that she was an incredible Klingon, and why am I bringing that up? Because she's going to be on the podcast. So, yeah, what a shocker. I really enjoyed her version of a Klingon, and so I'm going to go with that episode. So that wraps up my Trek Spurts and the 3 seasons of Star Trek. So that brings us around to the question, Eric. Actually, there was a question here.
There was. That was all preamble to a question, which was, of course, we asked our Facebook group of supporters which one was your favorite season of Strange New Worlds. 44% said season 1, 33% said season 2, and only 23% of our responders said that season 3 was their favorite season.
Yeah, so they're in order. Season 1 was the best. Season 2 was okay. Season 3 was the worst.
I mean, that's a bad trajectory with 2 more seasons on the docket here. So hopefully we see a little bit of an inflection point where it starts to come back up in season 4.
I think that one of the big reasons why season 3 is frowned upon is because, first of all, I think that Subspace Rhapsody and those old scientists were so successful that they decided, well, geez, we went with these 2 episodes that were so off track. Let's do that more. And I think they overdid that whole do something different, go in a different direction thing, and they did it too much. And it just became worn out. Secondly, I think that 10 episodes is too short to cram in what they did with character development when you don't get to see the character development. And one of the instances I'm talking about is Spock. He comes off as a man whore. He just bounces around from, he's first he's hanging out with Chapel, and the next thing you know, he's got his tongue on his throat, and like we don't see the relationship develop. We don't. It's just There it is. Here he is. And I think that 10 episodes doesn't give them the time to build up a lot of these plots and a lot of the things that they throw at you. They're just poof, here they are, poof, here they are, poof, here they are. And we don't get enough time to see these storylines develop so that they're more meaningful when they happen or more, insightful when they end. So I think the 10 episodes hurts them in this case, and I think that them trying too many different things and not letting Star Trek be Star Trek also helped add to season 3.
I was not expecting that what you said.
You can say anything on this podcast.
I know you can, but I didn't think.
What do you think, V? What do you think about the Minions voting?
Well, I don't know, because there were more episodes in season 3 that I liked, that a lot of you all didn't like so much, but I guess I have a different sense of humor, because like that whole thing at the end with the 4.5 Vulcans, I just, like I said, it was hilarious, and I don't know. I don't. I'm sorry. I have nothing left. My brain is dead. So.
That's cool, because I'm sure Paul has a lot left.
Yeah, Paul, take it over for me.
Help save V, please, Paul. Save her. Pull her out of the fire.
What do you want? Thoughts on season 3? Thoughts on season 3?
In general, why did the fans vote 1, 2, 3 as the best, the okay, the worst?
I think novelty, right? It was very exciting when the show first came on the air, right? It was a really new, reinvigorated old school Star Trek. So yeah, it got some big hits for the first season, I think, out of novelty, and people having that fondness for remembering seeing it for the first time, like Eric was talking about the pilot, right? Really solid. But if you look at the episodes and break them down, right? I think season 2 is easily the strongest. Easily. I mean, it's just full of hitters all the way. I mean, much better written. I don't think they need more episodes. I don't think that does anybody any favors unless they're really, really good episodes. I mean, I think we saw in the Sailot That Ate Its Tail, you can have great character development in one episode, which they did for Kirk, right? He had a whole character arc in that episode, right? It's just, you need better writing and less focus on gimmicks. And you'll do fine. But they lost track of that in season 3, and the writing just went whoosh. That's the reason that it's not as good. I don't fault the cast at all, but the writing's been really subpar.
All right. How about you, David? We'll save Eric for last, because I see he's chomping at the bit over there. So what do you think, David?
I have to agree with Paul. However, I would have to say that it would have been nice to have more episodes, like you were saying, Jim, for character development. I would have actually liked to see them go back to the original, like TNG, Voyager, and all those, like having 20-some episodes or so. And, Star Trek is all about, unity and fun and people getting together and making life better for everybody. So to me, I'm like, yeah, they could have totally made a lot of episodes that centered around that. And to me, I'm just like, I want more out of Strange New World. I want this to become something that is like going to spin off into the TOS era, because, we all know Pike is before Kirk. So it's like, it's cool how they're bringing everything together. But since we already know that it's canceled in the 5th season, it's like, 2 more seasons to go. There's only 20 episodes, or is it 16? Because I think
16.
season 5 only had 6.
Yep.
So yeah, it's like, oh man, what are they gonna do? Are they just gonna make the new spinoff of Kirk series only 4 episodes long to kind of like tie in season 5? I don't know. But yeah, to me, I think season 2 was definitely one of the better storytelling out of all the seasons so far, and who knows, season 4 might be better. Season 5 might be the great.
I thought of something semi-intelligent to say, and it's something that Celia said at the con, and I can't remember which season. Maybe it was season 3. Because remember, didn't we have a writer's strike in there somewhere? where that might.
Yeah, that was between 2 and 3, which is why 3 was so late.
Yeah, and there might have been some sort of issues with good writing. I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but that's just what I thought of.
So,
well, Eric, after V's intelligent addition from the convention, what are your thoughts?
No, I mean, I agree with a lot of things that are being said. Like, I personally think the 10-episode season is fine. You take any season of any 26 episode Star Trek, and it's 30% stinkers, right? Like, so I don't need 30% stinkers. I got a lot of TV I want to watch right now. I don't need to spend time watching stinkers. So 10 episodes is great for me. And I can't disagree with anything Paul said. I just think that, like, good writing trumps all other things, whether it's gimmicks or whether it's cool graphics or any of that kind of stuff. So, and to me, also agreeing with Paul, to me, season 2 had the best writing. I mean, season 1 had an amazing beginning. It had a couple lulls in the middle, but we were kind of learning all of our characters along the way. And I now look back to season 1 and I review those episodes, and they're not quite as good as I remember them being, simply because now I know the characters and I don't have that kind of novelty factor anymore. So yeah, I what I'm hoping is that they do more of this kind of swing for the fences thing, and that they stick the landing like they did in season 2 with those couple of episodes that we all totally dug on. I do know that sometimes Star Trek kind of crashes and burns at the end of a series. Star Trek Enterprise, I'm looking at you. So I'm really hoping that doesn't happen here. But, we've got a great cast, and they're going to act the hell out of anything that they're given to do. So one way or another, I really respect what they're doing. And aside, assuming that we do avoid writer strikes and that kind of stuff going forward, I've got a lot of optimism that seasons 4 and 5 will be pretty good.
All right, so there you have it, guys. That wraps up.
Oh, wait, Paul wanted to say something.
Paul's got a thought.
I was just going to say I had a thought about why I think maybe the numbers are a little higher for season 1, right? Is because season 1, right, we had Hemmer, and everybody loved Hemmer, right? I mean, he's really connected to season 1, right? And Pelia, I think not so much. And so I think that people maybe missed Hemmer a little bit, and I think that maybe is why there's a little bit more of that fondness for season 1. Does that clock for anybody?
Yeah. Hemmer was my favorite character, and then they killed him.
And I think that Pelia has generally had a pretty lukewarm exception. Generally speaking, people went bananas when we learned that she was going to be on the show. Rightfully so. She's a very talented person. But her character, aside from those moments where she's like either providing comedic relief or acting as a mentor to Scotty, she hasn't brought a lot of other stuff to the game, in my opinion.
Well, she is from Burlington, Vermont, so that's a plus.
People from that town are weird, man.
I'm telling you. It's in the water. It's got to be the water.
But they all drink. They all drink.
They just smoke. They drink. I was going to say they just smoke pot and eat ice cream.
I was going to say they have. Don't they produce maple syrup up there?
And cheese, lots and lots of cheese.
So maple syrup and cheese. And pot.
And cheese.
And pot. And ice cream.
And ice cream. Well, you get the munchies. You got to have.
That's actually not a bad place to live.
Ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
Ben and Jerry's.
Don't get me started on that. But anyway,
all right.
Yeah.
So that was that was a rather long poll segment, but I think we had fun and we covered it. So this is a part of the show where we would do our cadet training with Charles, who is not with us. So I'm going to attempt to do cadet training. I'm going to give it my all. I'm going to do my best, but Charles has big shoes to fill, but I'm going to try. So this is the cadet training for new life and new civilizations. We don't have a lot. So the first one is the TNG episode Devil's Due from season 4, episode 13, which featured a god-type being. Now, wait a minute. If we're going to talk about god-type beings, you know where we got to go. But we're not going to go there. All right. So that's the first.
Thank you.
That's the first one that Paul throws on there. But again, if we're going to talk God beings, you guys know where I'm going. All right, the second one he has on his list is a TOS episode where no man is gone before season 1, episode 3. Gary Mitchell has glowing eyes, just as Captain Patel did. Okay, cool. We also have the discovery through the Valley of the Shadows, season 2, episode 12, where Pike sees his future. Now, that's a really good connection to this episode. And last on our cadet training is Star Trek 4. Kirk, don't call me Admiral. You used to call me Jim. Don't you remember? Jim. Yes, your name is Jim. My name is Jim. We're a bunch of Jims. I remember that very well. And last on the list is the TNG episode, The Inner Light, which I thought of immediately when I saw this episode. And that's season 5, episode 25 of TNG. And that wraps up our cadet training. Thank you, Charles. And that brings us down to our fan scores for this episode. Again, you guys can head over to Trek Talking and Beyond and tell us what you thought about the episode. And I'm going to turn this one on over to Eric.
All right. We always ask our fans on a scale of 1 to 10, how'd you like this week's episode? Kristen Lowe Hale said 10, tied up some loose ends and started to put together future scenarios. I was pretty amazed at that time out of time sequence. Creative and emotional writing. Thanks, Kristen. Raphael Recto said 10 plus plus. Raphael, I'd love to give you more than 10, but we have to round down. So that's a 10 from you, sir. Maz Crystallis also gave it a 10, whereas Chad Smith said 7. In general, it was really good, but I felt it might have been better as a 2-part episode. There was definitely some aspects that the episode could have done without. Interesting, Chad. Wonder what those are for you. Top fan Stevo Cattell. Is your middle name really Stevo, dude? Said excellent. Double exclamation point. 10. Thanks, Steven. Cindy Levasseur said best Star Trek series ever. 10. Nicole Kozanecki also gave it a 10. Janlee Graville also gave it a 10. Cried at the end. Teague O'Neill said, I give the finale a 9.5. And Paul Bev, for me, 10 out of 10. To see the beginnings of the Kirk and Spock union, the sad but hopeful future ending, melted this old Trekkie's heart and brought a tear to my eyes. So for me, loved it. Double Vulcan hand sign. Bonus comments that we also got that did not include scores that we wanted to talk about include top fan Gerald Ebbink, who said, reminded me of TNG The Inner Light, which still gets tears welling up. The episode 2, loved it. DS9 The Visitor, also get me choked up, can't watch it. Adam Savage said, hits right in the feelings, so glad it wasn't a cliffhanger, it wrapped the season up perfectly. And Larry Pruitt said, best episode of all 3 seasons, hands down. That is what Trek was meant to be. So you might have noticed me repeating the word 10 an awful lot during our fan scores this week. We have a fan score this week, guys, of 9.6, which I think rivals just about any other fan score that we've ever had on just about any show. So there you go. The Salat who ate his tail got a fan score from the host, but we've never had one this season that was that high from the fans.
Well, there you have it. So 9.6 for the fans. Paul, you want to give us a quick rundown and share your thoughts?
Sure. Okay, gents, ladies, people, everyone, let's do it. So we're talking here about the Strange New World Season 3 finale, New Life and New Civilizations. And what we have here is essentially a bit of a sequel episode to a couple of earlier episodes that we had this season, most principally Through the Lens of Time, which was episode number 5 of this season. And things surprisingly reconnect with that episode here because we have an evil threat resurfacing, an ancient evil alien force, the Vesda. Not to be confused with the Vespa, which is an Italian motor scooter, but I digress. And the Vesda are threatening the galaxy, right? And Pike faces a difficult decision to stop spreading this evil, which becomes a
Can
very
you guys hear
significant.
Paul?
Damn it! Again, no audio.
Every 10th word,
Yeah,
maybe. Oh, bummer.
I can't
No.
hear Paul at all.
Fuck this
It's cutting in and
place.
out a little bit. I think the upload would have been fine, but
Yeah.
let's just do a real quick. Let's vamp for 30 seconds while Paul disconnects and reconnects his connection. I think it'll be okay.
All right.
Just disconnect and reconnect. I think you'll
Yeah.
be good.
So I was really surprised at the fan reaction to this
Mhm.
episode. It was fans really loved it. They really, really enjoyed it. And there was, the one guy a 7, the other guy 9.5. A lot of people that didn't leave a score just said, I loved it. It was great. It was fun. It made me cry. And it wasn't a cliffhanger.
I want to know if that Adam
And-
Savage, is that the same Adam Savage that was on Mythbusters? Because I'm just curious.
Maybe.
I don't know, because that would be
All right.
really cool.
All right, we got Paul back.
Okay.
That would
that
be
better?
cool.
That sounds great,
Yeah.
man. Continue
Yep,
with
okay.
what you were
Sorry.
doing. Yep.
All right.
So basically, this is a big watershed reconnection for Captain Battelle. Okay, and initially, we found out this whole Gorn thing, right? And if my notes are correct, Battelle is revealed to have this kind of genetic response to the Vesda, right, due to her genetics, and through a whole lot of crazy expedition and assumpting and what if thinking. There's a lot of what if thinking without any real evidence in this episode, right? She realizes that she's supposed to be, destined to be the next in line of a being called the Beholder, right? And the Beholder is able to somehow put the Vesda in check and keep them from invading our universe. Long story short, essentially, right? And so, as part of this transformation with her powers, Battelle is able to project this vision of a happy domestic life that she and Pike craved, including like projecting to the future where they're married, where they have children, children getting married, all this stuff like that. And it kind of walks up against the idea of challenging the idea of a predetermined path for Pike. It is an open narrative. We don't know really how that'll get itself sorted out in the future. It does provide a bit more hope over the rigid adherence to the canon that we've seen with Pike's future, so we don't really know that. Basically, she's going to sacrifice herself, is what Battelle is coming to talk about, right? She's going to sacrifice herself and assume this mantle of the beholder and giving up any chance of reality for a happy future with Pike. Instead, she gives him a sort of lasting taste mentally of what that would be like, which was totally the Inner Light. I mean, totally. A lot of people are seeing like, oh, it's like the Inner Light. Isn't that great? I had a different reaction to that, and I don't know if you want me to get into my thoughts. Maybe I'll let everyone else talk first, and then I can happily come back later and express a bit more about what I thought of this episode. But that's basically in a nutshell. Did I miss anything important? Oh, I mean, of course, our friend Chris came back from the previous episode. Ensign Gamble, I think he's an ensign, right? Who we realize is, transformed as being, the kind of evil mask-wearing, still sightless version of one of the Vesdas, their chief Vesda invader, if you will. So we've got that surprise transporter buffer resurrection of Ensign Gamble there early on. Right, that's how I would describe it. Where he's hiding in the transporter, Captain. I mean, okay, great. But so that was a bit of a surprise, and it shows you why actors like Chris have to have an NDA when the season's still going on, right? But so a bit of a surprise there. But I think that basically bye Captain Battelle for future episodes. I don't think we'll be seeing her again. Is that the finale for Battelle that we would have liked to have seen? I don't know. How will people talk about this episode and its relationship to the Inner Light? I don't know. Like I said, I'll have thoughts later. Happy to share them if asked. But in the meantime, why don't we rotate through some Trexperts, Uncle Jim?
All right. Why don't we start off with V? What are your thoughts, V?
That was really a powerful episode. I think the thing that got me was how she projected their potential or their future. And it was interesting with that, where they had somebody always knocking at the door. And I didn't quite really understand, because I guess that was ultimately the Vesda knocking at the door to call her to her ultimate future. But just that whole thing where they have the daughter, they have the dog, the daughter, they grow old together. God, that just I immediately thought of the Inner Light too, and I know that in the TNG that really haunted Picard for a while. But what I really got from Battelle was how she realized she was meant for something different, and she didn't fit. She never felt like being the ship's captain was a fit, and then that brand new job of being, what was it, the attorney general or whatever it was, that she did, and so that wasn't what she was meant to do either. And while I've never had anything that lofty in my life, I've never been a starship captain, but I've been in places where I thought I was where I was supposed to be and I wasn't. So I don't know, that really spoke to me. But yeah, it was great. I would definitely go along with the Minions and say that was a solid 10.
You know, V, as I was watching it, I was thinking of the Paul McCartney song "Let 'Em In." Someone's knocking on the
Oh
door.
yes.
Somebody's ringing the
Yep.
bell. It reminded me of that song where he's open the door and let in Uncle Tom and let in all your friends from the past. And that's what I
That's
thought
a
of
good.
when I
Yeah,
saw that
I love
episode.
that song. Yep.
I thought of Inner Light, but this was different at the same time. I thought, because Inner Light was Captain Picard living this entire life to remember this civilization that was long gone. In this particular episode, similar, except we all know Pike's where he's going to end up. We know his destiny. They even reference it in the episode when there's a knock on the door, and it's April offering him the job, and he's talking with Battelle, and he's like, "Don't go, because you know what's going to happen if you go." And he says, "I have to go," and he goes. But then the next knock on the door is him, and he's alive, and he can't figure out. He did everything he's supposed to do, but the bulkhead didn't explode, and he's still alive. And so, this was a little bit a play on the Inner Light, but a completely different aspect of that, because this was Pike getting a vision of what life could have been, what his destiny might have been. And I also think that it was Battelle collecting the strength that she needed to fight the evil based on the love that she had for Pike. And by showing him that and building up that love and that relationship, that gave her the strength to defeat the evil Ensign Gamble, or Vesna, whatever his name was. Because she said that the light that she felt in her heart could never be defeated by any darkness, and then she zapped him into oblivion. So that's the way I looked at that. And again, Paul McCartney kept spinning around in my head through the whole time. Every time there was a knock on the door, it's like I kept thinking about that. It was funny. But yeah, I agree. I enjoyed it immensely. I was a bit confused when he wasn't dead. I'm like, wait a minute, are they jumping in the future? What's going on here? And then we swing around and find out that it was Battelle's beholder or beyonder superpowers that were allowing her to give Pike this gift that she gave him. So I enjoyed it immensely, and I did think it was strange though that their daughter married April's son. I'm like, oh, okay, I suppose that's cool. Keep it in the family. But and he had a dog. I love the fact that he had a dog. I have a dog. Where'd Leia go? Oh, anyway. So overall I enjoyed it. I'm with the Minions. And yeah, I'm gonna go with a 10 on this one. I really, really enjoyed it. And also, did it feel like an ending to you guys? It kind of felt like Like, to me, like, they were wrapping the whole thing up. It was done. We're moving on. But correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't the Enterprise go on a 5-year mission with Captain Pike before he turns the Enterprise over to Kirk? If my Star Trek history is
Yeah,
correct.
I think that's why we have 5 seasons coming
Right,
up.
they're gonna go on that last 5-year mission. Then he's gonna come back, have the accident, and Kirk gets the Enterprise. That's the way I remembered it. Again, I haven't gone back and revisited it, but I think that's the way it happens. So this 5-year mission is exactly where they're going, and we know exactly how it's going to end. So that's my take on it. How about you, Eric?
Okay. Well, I thought the episode started. I liked the beginning of it. I liked the whole Batel comes back and Pike plans this surprise party for her and that kind of stuff. One thing I wonder, like in Next Generation, they were always drinking synthahol, right? But on Strange New Worlds, they're always drinking wine. So I don't know if people on the early Enterprise are just a bunch of drunks or what, but I don't feel like anybody's drinking synthahol yet.
Yeah, because you see Scotty and Kirk drinking. Kirk got him into
Well, I mean, and in some ways, it is it kind of makes sense, right? Because in that very early episode of TOS, we have, oh my gosh, I just lost his name. The original doctor who has the case with whiskey in it that he opens up.
Is that Dr. Boyd?
Dr. Boyd, yeah. So that, there is that legacy of TOS drinking real alcohol instead of synthahol. But anyway, okay, so it started pretty good. I liked the kind of visuals and this idea that there's a culture that's worshiping the Vesda. They have these really cool, pyramidal, 2 pyramids kind of together type buildings, which really reminded me. I don't know if anybody else has read the Broken Earth trilogy by N.K. Jemisin. One of the best science fiction trilogies ever written. They definitely remind me of the obelisks from that series. And it was cool that you transported up to the building to get to the upper levels. But it was kind of like that whole culture sort of had a cool factor to me that was very limited, and it didn't really get me interested. We don't really know anything about them. It's like they introduced this strange new world, right? But aside from the fact that they worship the Vesda, and if Gamble asks them to, they'll all poke their own eyes out.
Yeah, that was gross. Yeah,
that's super gross. We didn't really learn anything about them, and it just made them uninteresting to me, to tell you the truth. Then we kind of moved on, and we had the transporter recreation of Gamble. They did it from inside the transporter, and then they send us along these space ley lines that, of course, Kirk's brother knows all about because he's a hoodoo guy, I guess, or something. I don't even know. That whole thing was kind of like, oh my God, you're just making shit up right now to try and make your story fit into what's going on right now. Yeah, I mean, it really just was. It felt a little arbitrary to me. I mean, I did like that they brought Gamble back just because I really like that actor, and I loved his character, and was absolutely heartbroken when they killed him off. And so I was like, okay, maybe they'll do something really cool with him. Well, it turns out that he doesn't just get to die twice or once on this series. He gets to die twice on this series. So I don't know. I think Ensign Gamble deserved better than 2 deaths in season 3, personally. Okay, regarding Batel's eyes, so then we move on, and then there's Batel in the sick bay, and her eyes start glowing, and everybody is talking about Gary Mitchell and the glowing eyes. But the very first thing I thought of was okay, the Gorn from Arena actually has the rainbow eyes, right? And so I almost wondered if they might make a connection from Batel to the Gorn from Arena through the rainbow eye connection. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah.
I definitely.
I'm just thinking of the rainbow connection with the Muppets. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The eye rainbow connection. That was the first thing I thought of when I saw her little rainbow eyes there, which then quickly faded, which then came back when she battled Gamble. I have to tell you, I had to watch this episode at least twice to even understand what the hell was happening.
Yeah.
We at the end of the first time my wife and I watched it, we were both kind of like, okay, that episode was, about the number I will give you at the end of this, but I still don't really understand what happened for like 50% of it. It was all that. The weakest part of this episode for me was the explanation, which I still don't even understand a little bit, about how she somehow has all the DNA of all the races who have ever fought evil in the galaxy. I mean, come on, you guys. Like, that's a completely ridiculous premise. It has nothing to do with her being Gorn. We have no resolution at all of her having this Gorn DNA at the end of this season. It's like the whole Batel becomes a Gorn thing is just a ball that has been dropped the entire. I keep talking about it, how I wanted her to have a tail and like have all this cool stuff and go to be roommates with, the Gorn lady from last episode. But like, I just feel completely unsatisfied with the Batel story in general, and the explanation of her having all the DNA of all the people who have ever fought evil just doesn't make any sense to me. I also don't understand really the connection of Mbenga and Gamble. I mean, I guess if Gamble was the one who made the little doorway, then Gamble would have known that Mbenga had Swahili background, which is why he would have put Swahili writing on there, and the thing would have responded to Mbenga's face. But I also got the sense that they were trying to say that this thing was there even before Gamble showed up, like it was a relic of this civilization. Anyway, the whole Mbenga connection also didn't make any sense to me at all. The Vulcan mind meld. Okay. I mean, nice connection point, I guess, between Kirk and Spock. It was kind of fun. It was kitschy to me. Oh my God, we need two. And now actually we know that a starship can put out a phaser beam that puts out as much energy as half of a sun. Like, I think that was a scale that I didn't understand. I mean, you're talking about, like, that's a lot of energy.
Were you willing to buy that?
That's way
Does that
more
work for
energy than
you?
I would have ever thought. I mean, not really, because then I think of all these things. They're like, okay, the only way we can destroy this is shoot it into the sun. And I'm like, no, all you got to do is shoot it with 2 phaser beams and it's toast, right? That's as much energy as the sun puts out. So the scale there to me it feels off. I mean, I understand exojoules because I'm kind of nerdy in that way. It's just like the whole scale of that. Yeah, I don't think. Ultimately, Paul, I don't think I bought it, to tell you the truth. I don't think that a single starship, even with dilithium crystals, could put out half the energy of a sun. Regarding the inner light stuff, it's funny. I'm getting it now that that's where people went with that. But the first thing I thought of was Generations and the Nexus, because that's where Kirk lives the life that he didn't live, and also Picard lives the life that he didn't live in there. So I thought it was much more Nexus-y than inner lighty.
That's a good point.
Personally.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yep.
Yeah. I still hate Corby. Worst character ever on this show. They should just get rid of him.
He's just a yutz. I mean, I'm sorry. Yeah.
He's just a yutz, and he doesn't provide any, like, what is she even? I mean, he's got like a nice kind of like half beard thing going on, and he's a little cute, but like, what does she really see in this?
His big lurpa.
His lurpa.
He's got a big lurpa, maybe.
No, that was Spock. Sorry, that was Spock.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
I mean, he wears a cool like bomber jacket thing, so he's got a nice look to him, but he just is a yutz. So I can't get into him. And then the last thing I'll say is I just love that they did kind of end this episode with Spock and Kirk playing 3D chess. I thought that was a nice little connection to TOS. So overall, I was fairly disappointed with a lot of aspects of this episode. But then there were some like little moments where I was like, okay, that's really cool. Oh, I like that little part there. So I think I didn't hate this more than I hated some other episodes this season. So maybe I will give this one a 6. I'll give it a 6. That feels right to me.
All right, David. What do you think?
You said almost everything that I wanted.
Oh no! Did I say too much?
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Sorry.
That's fine.
I just kind of like go through the episode in my head, and I'm like, oh, there's this part.
Yeah,
and that
no,
part.
that's
Sorry about
totally
that.
fine. I'm just saying. I totally agree with everything you said. The sun, the the Gorn, the rainbow eyes. This little guy. I was so hoping that would have been a thing. Oh man, that theory just totally blown out of the water. I was so disappointed in this episode. But no, I totally agree with you, Eric. A lot of the different things, the little details, and yes, the Nexus. That was the first thing I thought of when I saw it. I was like, are they gonna be bringing Captain Picard or Picard and Kirk into this thing? And so I was like getting all excited, and then it turned out to be a dream. I was like, okay, yeah, that didn't really work for me too much. But
I
yeah,
think I said that at the beginning of that sequence, David, when I was watching with my wife. I was like, is this going to turn out to all be a dream? And he's like, yep.
I honestly thought that the Gorn story fell flat in this whole build-up of Patel, because I thought it intrigued me that Gamble and Patel had that fight in sickbay a couple episodes back, but they didn't go anywhere with it afterwards, and it was just like, what were they gonna do? So this came up, and so apparently she's supposed to be a guardian, and I'm like, all right, well, I guess that kind of clears the way of what was Pike's girlfriend in the original Cage episode? Was that Vivian? I think her name was.
Oh, Vina.
Oh no, it was Vina.
Mm-hmm.
Vina. Yeah. Okay, yeah. I guess that just like paved the way for him to have another girlfriend, I guess. But I mean, they could have done the exact same thing with Patel becoming that Gorn, right? So I was just like, oh well. I was kind of disappointed in this episode, but yeah, there was a lot of things that I liked. Like Eric pointed out, the little details of the chessboard at the end, and I didn't quite understand the whole idea where Spock and Kirk did that whole mind meld thing, and I'm like, in a way, yes, that brings them closer together, but they now know things that he'd done on Orion. So I'm like, okay, there's a story on its own right there. So it's just, I don't know. They threw in a lot of different bits and pieces that just kind of was for fan service in a way for me. But it was good, so, but there was just a lot of different things that just fell flat. And putting two phases together, they're saying they have enough firepower to blow up a planet now. It's like, what? So, I don't know. To me, but yeah, I do agree with a lot what Eric said, and I did get pretty disappointed in this particular episode. So I'm probably gonna just, to be honest, I'm gonna be giving it a 5.
Oh.
Yeah. Paul, I guess Paul's next, I think.
Nope.
Okay.
Puppy.
Did we lose Uncle Jim?
No, he's
Can you
being
hear me
licked
okay?
by his doggo.
Oh, okay.
No, we're getting dog paws all over.
That's always very
so
professional,
puppy.
Uncle Jim. Very professional.
Oh, what a
Thank
sweetie!
you. Well,
Look at her.
yeah.
Oh.
Well, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you, Paul. Go ahead.
All right. Honest to God, with the
Yes.
dog.
Yeah.
Really. I got to really put myself right smack dab with Eric and David, okay? Because I think you guys made a lot of my points. I did not find this to be a satisfying finale at all. I think a lot of my problems are the fact, and I would say a lot of these same things back in, what is it, Through the Lens of Time or whatever, we first saw these Vesna a few, weeks ago or whatever, the setup episode. This show has become way too much space fantasy and not science fiction, right? This is the same problem I had with the comedic Vulcan episode a couple of weeks ago, right? It's just nonsense, right? It's like the fact that you would suddenly all your behaviors and your hair and your costumes are all changed because of a DNA thing with an injection. It's just ridiculous. It's just the power of a sun from a starship. I mean, this is ludicrous. So, and there was just absolutely, I really feel for the actress who played Patel. because there was just no point in having this whole Gorn subplot at all. It was such a stretch to connect it to this fantasy adversary nonsense, right? And I would have been so down, with the idea of like literally, reptilian scales, Captain Patel. I mean, I was really hoping they were going in that direction, that there were going to be some payoff for all that. We got nothing. So I thought it was really, and for me, I did find the end sequence, well, emotional in places, and effective, a bit of a, certainly not original. And I was very much Inner Light Generations the whole way. I'm like, this is just something we've seen before to kind of, with a cheap box of Kleenex for people who are, going to find that, compelling. But it's certainly not fresh, inventive, or adhering to logic at all. So for me, a really major disappointment, but pretty much spot fits right in with everything else we got in season 3, which is overwhelmingly a pretty, I think, disappointing season. So I at my most generous, I can give this a 6, and certainly not more. If I never see anybody on the show tango again, it'll be too soon. That's just been, it's like if you say, oh, sum up season 3 for me. Spock tangoing. Okay, that would be what I would say. That's my takeaway from this season. It's just really preposterous. And give us some science fiction again with some better writing, and do better, friends, because this was not better. 6.
All right.
Paul, I missed the number you gave us. Was that a 5?
6.
6. Got it.
Yeah,
okay.
6.
All right.
I'm running the numbers, Jim.
We don't have Charles with us this week, so Eric is going to step in for Charles.
Well, Charles did give a number, right?
Charles gave it an 8.5.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Charles gave it 8 point. Okay, then let me recalculate here.
Yep.
So we got one of these, 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 and one of these, and divide that by 6. Okay, that gives us a Trexpert score of 7.6 this week.
7.6. Did nobody am I the only one that thought of Cybok releasing their pain?
Yep.
I'm the only one that thought that? Just me?
Yep.
Oh,
yep.
Okay. I don't know. I just thought it was a Cybok thing. I don't know. Maybe.
Nope.
Anyway.
You think everything is a Cybok thing?
He does.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Because Leia liked it, though.
Yes, she did.
She gave it this
paw
of approval right on my microphone.
A paw of approval.
Paw of approval.
Ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, that wraps up our review of New Life and New Civilizations. And you know what time that means? It's time for our Star Trek birthdays. And that means the birthday song. If I can find it. There it is.
That was not a Klingon song.
All right, guys, this is the part of the show where we do our Star Trek birthdays, and we always start off by remembering those members of our Star Trek family who, sadly enough, are no longer with us. And for that, we turn to Eric.
Yes, Jim, this week we have a lot of remembrances. The first is Richard Bruce Hyde, the actor who played Lieutenant Kevin Riley in the TOS first season episodes The Naked Time and The Conscience of the King. At least one of those is a great episode. Naked Time is kind of fun. In 1998, 32 years after he shot his last scenes for Star Trek, he was briefly reacquainted with the Star Trek franchise when he made an otherwise uncredited appearance as himself in the film portion of the Klingon Encounter ride at the Las Vegas Star Trek Experience attraction, which I understand was something to behold, although I never actually got to check it out. Richard Bruce Hyde's acting career was pretty short. It was 9 TV guest appearances, and that was it back in the late 60s. But I love this quote from him. He said, in San Francisco, when he decided to end his acting career, he said, "I played a hippie, and I decided I wanted to be a hippie instead of playing one. I was going to get a Volkswagen bus and a big bag of brown rice and go find God, and that's what I did."
Oh, that's awesome. Wow.
Funny story, though, he eventually would go on to earn a PhD in rhetoric communication studies at the University of Southern California and became the chair of the theater, film studies, and dance departments at St. Cloud State University. So that goes to show that you can do Star Trek,
Be a hippie.
go be a hippie for a while, and then still get your PhD.
Nice.
So I just love that story. Richard Bruce Hyde, happy birthday to you, sir. Happy birthday as well to Gene Dynarski, the actor who appeared twice in the TOS, first as Ben Childress in the episode Mud's Women, and as Crodock in The Mark of Gideon. They also appeared once in Star Trek The Next Generation in the episode 11001001 as Quinteros. Dynarski acted in numerous film and television projects, most notably Steven Spielberg's 1971 debut thriller Duel and the highly acclaimed 1976 drama All the President's Men. Happy birthday to Gene Dynarski. Happy birthday as well to Kim Hamilton, the actress and writer who played Sanji in the Next Generation 4-season episode Final Mission. Born in LA, California, Hamilton started to work as an actress in the 1950s, and her first film was the war drama Something of Value from 1957. She also had a lot of guest appearances on television: The Practice, The Client, Law and Order, In the Heat of the Night. Are you noticing a theme here? Things he got cast on law shows. So happy birthday to Kim Hamilton, lost back in 2013 at the ripe old age of 81 years old. Happy birthday as well to John Crawford, born Cleve Allen Richardson. He was the film and television actor who played High Commissioner Ferris in the TOS first season episode, The Galileo 7. Crawford made well over 200 film and television appearances in his career, probably best known for portraying Sheriff Ep Bridges on The Waltons and for playing Major/Colonel Harry Thompson in the 1979 miniseries From Here to Eternity. Besides his role on Star Trek, he also guest starred on a whole bunch of television shows, all those ones that you've heard a lot about from the 60s and 70s, The Lone Ranger, Gunsmoke, Twilight Zone, etc. Among his many featured films, Jason and the Argonauts is included, The Poseidon Adventure, The Towering Inferno, and The Apple Dumpling Gang Rides Again. That last one is the one that is not like the others. Happy birthday to John Crawford. Happy birthday as well to Roy Brocksmith, the actor who played Sirna Kolrami in Next Generation's second season episode Peak Performance, and Razka Karn in Deep Space Nine's fourth season episode Indiscretion. Lots of movie appearances to Roy Brocksmith's resume, like Total Recall, Scrooged, Tango and Cash. More guest appearances in the 1980s on television than you can possibly shake a stick at. Besides his guest appearances, he was also a regular on Picket Fences, where he played Michael Oslo for 4 years, from 1992 through 1996. Happy birthday to Roy Brocksmith. Happy birthday to Henry Darrow, the actor who played Admiral Savar in Next Generation's first season episode Conspiracy, and Kolopak in Voyager's second season episodes Tattoo and Basics Part 1. In the late 60s, Henry Darrow was the ultimate Latin heartthrob on television, the very first Hispanic actor to portray Zorro on television. He was in a bunch of westerns and soap operas along the way, being very sexy. In 1972, he co-founded the Screen Actors Guild Ethnic Minority Committee with actors Ricardo Montalban, Carmen Zapata, and Edith Diaz. Happy birthday to trailblazer Henry Darrow. Happy birthday as well to Morgan Woodward, the actor who played Simon Van Gelder in the TOS first season episode Dagger of the Mind, and also Captain Tracy in the second season episode The Omega Glory. He broke into television movies in 1956, worked steadily all the way up through the 90s, but he was probably best known for his reoccurring role as Punk Anderson on Dallas. Remember that show? It was like the nighttime soap opera. I watched so much Dallas when I was a kid. My parents were really into it. He was awarded the Golden Boot Award from the Hollywood Motion Picture and Television Fund in August of 1988, and in 2009 he became an inductee into the Hall of Great Western Performers at the National Cowboy and Western Heritage Museum. That's pretty cool. Happy birthday to Morgan Woodward. We lost him back in 2019 at the ripe old age of 93 years old. Happy birthday as well to Craig Richard Nelson, the actor who played Crag in the Next Generation third season episode A Matter of Perspective, and a Vascan Arbiter in the Voyager fourth season episode Living Witness, one of my favorite episodes of Voyager. He was frequently cast by Robert Altman in the 1970s, was on a whole bunch of television back in the day, The Rookie, Santa Barbara, Golden Girls, LA Law, Dallas, Quantum Leap, Murder, She Wrote, and they did a couple movies along the way. Bloodsport from 1973, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and he was in Blown Away. Craig Richard Nelson, we just lost him back this past March, 3rd of March, 2025, at the age of 77 years old. Happy birthday to Craig Richard Nelson. And last but not least on our remembrances list this week, we have Larry Dobkin, the Emmy-nominated actor, television director, and occasional writer and producer who directed the original series first season episode Charlie X. We were just talking about that tonight. Oh, no, we were talking about Gary Mitchell. Well, Charlie X is kind of the same thing. 25 years later, he guest starred as Kel in the Next Generation fourth season episode The Mind's Eye. He voiced characters on numerous network television or network radio plays from the 1940s through the 1960s, the most notable of which was The Saint, for which he played the title character's sidekick, cab driver Louie. And if you haven't heard some of those old episodes of The Saint, they're fantastic to listen to. You can find them online. Had a number of great movies under his belt, including 12 O'Clock High, North by Northwest, The Defiant Ones, and The Ten Commandments. He made the switch to television and starred all over the place. Retired from directing all the way back in 1985, but continued acting until his death from heart failure in 2002. Larry Dobkin had a long and storied career with lots of stuff going on. You should go check out his IMDb page. Happy birthday to Larry, lost back in 2002 at 83 years old. And that, folks, does it for our remembrances this week. So I'm not handing the candle off to Charles. Who would like to take Charles's birthdays this week?
How about you, V?
Sure.
You want to do it?
All right. So we will wish a happy birthday to, didn't give her birthday, Susan Gibney, American actress who was born in Manhattan Beach, California. She played Leah Brahms / Leah Brahms, the hologram, in the Star Trek Next Gen third and fourth season episodes, Booby Trap and Galaxy's Child. And that was really awkward when the real Leah Brahms discovered Geordi's program, had saw herself being all, interested in Geordi and all that. It was very awkward, but wound up being okay. She also appeared as, I think it was Captain Benteen in the DS9 fourth season episodes Homefront and Paradise Lost. That's when they were dealing with the changeling. She reprised her role as Leah Brahms, voicing an illusory replica of the character in the Star Trek Lower Decks third season episode, Mining the Mind's Mines. Say that 3 times fast. Next, we have Tyler Perry, born September 13th, 1969. Award-winning playwright, screenwriter, actor, director, and author, known for his comic morality plays. Played Admiral Richard Barnett, Starfleet Academy Commandant in Star Trek 2009. Next, we have Clyde Kusatsu, born September 13th, 1948. Actor who played Vice Admiral Nakamura in TNG second season episode The Measure of a Man, all about Data and if he was, sentient. In the 7th season episodes Phantasms and All Good Things. Next, we have Christopher Neame, born September 12th, 1947, a British actor who played Unferth in Voyager first season episode Heroes and Demons. Later, he portrayed the German general in Enterprise fourth season episode Stormfront and Stormfront Part 2. Next is Paul F. Tompkins, September 12, 1968, American actor, comedian, and writer. Oh, okay, that's why I know the name. Okay, Dr. Gabbers Miglimo in Star Trek Lower Decks, and he is hilarious. Love Dr. Miglimo, where he nukes a replicator and curses at it. Anyway, next we have Gia Sandhu, September 15th, 1991. A Canadian actress who played T'Pring in Strange New World. She reprised her role in VST Holiday Party. Next, Christian R. Conrad, September 17th, 1964, an actor who portrayed 3 different roles on Star Trek. H. Dunbar in Voyager Future's End Part 2, an alien miner in Voyager Homestead, and Brilgar in DS9, The Darkness and the Light. Next, Jane Brooke, September 16th, 1960. She portrayed Admiral Katrina Cornwell in the first and second seasons of Star Trek Discovery. All right, now on to you, Paul.
Thank you, Charles. I mean, thank you, V. Sorry.
Just call me V. Charles. Okay, why not?
All right, let me see what I can do here. I have someone trying to get my attention, but I'm going to try to power through, okay? Yeah. Okay, go for it, buddy. Callum Keith Rennie is having a birthday, September 14th. This actor who played Rayner in the 5th season of Discovery. Was a very cool character, and sci-fi fans will recognize Callum Keith Rennie from his ongoing turn on the awesome Ronald D. Moore series Battlestar Galactica. So say we all. But really cool actor. I like Callum Keith Rennie a lot. I think he was a real bright spot of those last seasons of Discovery there. Happy birthday to Miku Martineau, actress who played young Philippa Georgiou in Star Trek Section 31. Yep, that was the thing, Section 31. Happy birthday to Laura Interval, actress who played Erin Hansen in Voyager's 5th season episode Dark Frontier, and went on to play the Velo in Enterprise 2nd season episode Cogenitor. Happy birthday goes out to Rosemary Morgan, actress from Los Angeles, who made her television acting debut playing Peary in Voyager's 3rd season episode The Shoot. She's the doctor of original series guest star Julie Cobb. Who knew? Happy birthday goes out to movie star luminary Tom Hardy. Okay, we tend to think of Mad Max Fury Road and things like that when we think of Tom Hardy, but oh no, he's the English actor who played Shinzon in all kinds of crazy head-shaved regalia in Star Trek Nemesis. It is hard for me to wrap my head around the fact that that is the same actor. He really made a name for himself, though, and really did a lot. But, I mean, this is the guy who played Bane in Dark Knight Rises. It blows my mind. This looks like a different human being. So, but love Tom Hardy, though, especially his theatrical work. He's a great dude. So keep on rocking, Tom Hardy. Happy birthday out to Ed Begley Jr., a very cool cat from Los Angeles, also a very passionate environmentalist, who played Henry Starling in the Voyager 3rd season episode Futures End and Futures End Part 2. Definitely a man who lives by his ethical creed and his desire to help make the world a better place. So Ed Begley, we salute you, sir. Amazing, amazing legacy. Happy birthday goes out to Discovery star Blue Del Barrio. American actor who appears in Star Trek Discovery Season 3 and 4 as Adira Tal. Blue Del Barrio is non-binary and uses they-them pronouns, and has probably had to endure more toxic grief online than perhaps any other Star Trek actor ever. So I don't think that they should ever have to prove their bravery in any other way. It's kind of... you get a big role at just exactly the wrong type of time in history, or perhaps the right time in history, to express the things that people need to have their consciousness reevaluated regarding. But courageous work, and by no means an easy role whatsoever. But I think we should all tip our hats to them for doing such a brave work. And then lastly, no, not quite lastly, almost lastly, let's give it up for Strange New World luminary Babs Olusanmokun, who I'm a huge fan of. Babs is a Nigerian-American actor who plays, of course, Dr. Joseph Mabenga on Star Trek Strange New Worlds, an original series character, let's not forget. And also, if you have not seen the Denis Villeneuve Dune in a while, oh my gosh, is Babs Olusanmokun in as well. Phenomenal work. Real physical performance. He's just great. I just find it impossible to take my eyes off him when he's on screen. Very hypnotic, magnetic performer. And then we got legends. Can I give it up for a legend? How about for Walter Koenig? Walter Koenig. I've been watching a lot of Space 1999 lately, so I've been saying Koenig. But I believe he pronounces it Koenig. So, different strokes, apples and oranges. Walter Koenig, of course, is the actor and writer best known for playing Pavel Chekhov on Star Trek from second and third season on. He was the only original cast member not to lend his voice to the Star Trek animated series. What happened, Walter? We would love to discuss that with you and find out what really went on there. But he still contributed to that show by writing the episode The Infinite Vulcan. So it's just interesting. Showbiz is a crazy thing. And he was probably like, oh, I'm done with this, or who knows, or maybe he had an illness or something. I don't know. But it would be great to find out. Always a good person to talk Star Trek, Walter Koenig. So hopefully we get him on the show. But a lot of birthdays this time of year, it seems, as we turn the corner into fall. So I think I've got more birthdays coming from my good friend, Uncle Jim. Uncle Jim, take it away.
Thank you so much, Paul. I believe he also voiced his grandson, the president of the Federation on Star Trek Discovery, didn't he, Eric?
Yeah, he didn't just voice it, he acted it. Yeah.
Yeah, so he came back on Discovery many, many, many years later. I forgot to put that in the notes for Paul. I apologize. Okay, so I usually do the Klingons, but I don't have a lot of Klingons, but I do have some Klingon-esque people on my list. We want to start off with Christina Chong, born on September 18th, 1983. She's the English actress who plays La'an Noonien Singh on Star Trek Strange New Worlds. Now, how much more Klingon? She'll kick your butt and take your name. So that's why she's on my list. And she's related to Khan. So how much cooler can you be than that? So happy birthday to Christina Chong.
She can dance.
I also want to say,
sorry, she can dance.
Yeah, she can dance. And she gets mad when people put their clean socks in her drawer. So, happy birthday. We also want to say happy birthday to Jeremy Roberts, who was born on September 18th. He's the actor who played Lieutenant Commander Dimitri Valtain in Star Trek 60, Undiscovered Country, and Star Trek Voyager's third season episode Flashback, and Miso Klan in Star Trek Deep Space Nine's fourth season episode The Hippocratic Oath. Not a Klingon, but why did I grab him on my list? Because we talked to him on our podcast, and he was so much fun. He was also in Christmas Vacation with Chevy Chase, and he had a funny story to tell us about that. So why don't you go to trektalkin.com and look up our interview with Jeremy Roberts and give it a listen. He was a lot of fun. I think you'll enjoy it. Happy birthday to Jeremy Roberts. Another one on my list who's not a Klingon, but she'll still suck the salt out of your ass in a heartbeat. We want to say happy birthday to Sandy Gimple, and there she is up on the screen, the salt vampire herself. Born September 17th, 1939. She's the American stunt woman and stunt actress who played in the pilot The Cage as a Telosian and the M113 salt creature in The Man Trap. She was also the Ovion Queen in Battlestar Galactica, and she stunt doubled for Will Robinson on Lost in Space. And again, we interviewed her on our podcast, and she was a blast to talk to. So go to trektalkin.com and look her up, because she had a lot of great stories about dancing with Elvis Presley, for instance. You can find out that story by going over and listening to our interview with her. So happy birthday to Sandy Gimple. And I believe, V, you had an opportunity to meet her at Star Trek New Jersey.
She was very nice.
Yeah.
Just a very nice lady. Between meeting her and Sean Kenny, who was I call him the Beep Beep Pike, that played the injured Pike. That was so cool to meet two people, well, besides Shatner, but two people from the original series.
She was cool. And in fact, after we had her on the podcast, I wrote her a letter and said, hey, Sandy, I have a wall of fame with all the people that have been on our podcast. Could you send me a picture to put up on the wall? And she did.
Nice.
And it says, to Uncle Jim, thanks for the conversation. I have to go have my salt now, Sandy.
That's great.
So
yeah.
that's pretty cool. So thank you so much to Sandy Gimple. And now we're going to get into some Klingons. Kapla! To the hardy Klingons. The first one, I think, is a great one. We want to say happy birthday and kapla to Mary Kay Adams. And there she is up on our screen. Born on September 12th, 1962. She played Grelka on Deep Space Nine's third and fourth season episodes, The House of Quark, and Looking for Parmok in All the Wrong Places. Two phenomenal episodes. When Quark is trying to be a Klingon and he's hooked up to Worf and he's wielding the bat'leth.
Yes.
Absolutely hilarious. Great character. Mary Kay Adams really brought that character to life, and I love her portrayal. So happy birthday to Mary Kay Adams. And last on my list is a Klingon that has a connection to a guest that's going to be on our show Wednesday or Thursday, waiting for confirmation. But we want to say kapla to Robert Wisdom, born September 14th, 1953, the actor who played Doc Ra on Star Trek Strange New World's second season episode, Under the Cloak of War. The father of Bytha, played by Christine Cole, who's going to be on our podcast very, very, very shortly. One of my favorite episodes of Strange New Worlds. And we find out the answer, the big answer to the big question, did Mbenga kill him? Yes, it was confirmed that he did. It was kind of left up in the air. We had a trivia question about it. We had a poll about it. And he confirmed it on Shuttle to Confore that, yes, he did kill him. So let's put that to rest. And that, my friends, wraps up our Star Trek birthdays for this episode. I hope you guys had a great time. And we're just about out of time, Eric, unless you think you can squeeze in a Shatner Says What, or we can push that to next week.
I can read this in 2.5 minutes.
Okay, so here we have our first story. Shatner Says What? And we turn to Eric.
Shatner Says What? William Shatner is headed back to TV in an unexpected yet exciting new show. Shatner has scores of television credits to his name beyond just James T. Kirk, T.J. Hooker, and Boston Legal. The veteran actor has starred in countless TV movies, including a few holiday-themed offerings. One interesting entry was 2003's A Carol Christmas, where Shatner's performance as a quirky ghost of Christmas past inspired David E. Kelly to create the character of Denny Crane for Shatner. He also starred in the cult horror movie A Christmas Horror Story. Shatner is confirmed to star and produce the new Pathway Pictures dramedy series Family Tree. He's co-producing with game show host Tom Bergeron alongside Nat Bernstein, with Katie Amanda Keene as writer. It's going to be directed by Marla Sokoloff, who also stars. The show is about, quote, 3 estranged siblings who reunite at Christmas to sell their crumbling childhood home, only to discover that fixing the house might be the key to repairing their fractured family. Sokolov, a veteran of Hallmark/Lifetime Christmas movies, shared a statement on the series. She says, Family Tree is about the kind of healing that only happens when you're stuck together with the people who you know best and challenge you the most. It's a story with grief, growth, and humor wrapped in holiday warmth. Katie Amanda Keene and I have always wanted to collaborate on a holiday movie that is rooted in family reality with a touch of holiday magic, and I think we accomplished that with this script. Shatner added, I am so pleased to be involved in this magical, mysterious Christmas show that celebrates love. This may seem an offbeat choice for Shatner's next project, yet it's logical he's holding off on bigger stuff at his age. Of course, from going on a space shot last year to his podcast and planning a new book on fan interactions, Shatner isn't exactly quitting, and this movie seems to be a fun lark. The series is set to begin production in early 2026 for a holiday release next year. Still, it's nice that even at 94 years old, William Shatner is still doing some good movies and has no signs of slowing down anytime soon. Can't wait to see it, Bill. I'm a little bit of a sucker for these Hallmark movies. I'm not gonna lie.
I hope he does it the right way.
I'm sure he
All
will.
right, guys. Well, that wraps up our podcast for tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. I want to say thank you to Paul for hanging out and Trek talking with us. Thank you so much, Paul.
It was really fun, and wow, that Christmas music, that movie sounds great, doesn't it?
Sounds amazing. It's gonna be
what a great movie.
It's gonna win Emmys and stuff.
Yeah, I don't think that they should pretty much just cancel the Oscars and just give everything to this. I mean, sounds
don't
amazing.
underestimate it, Paul.
Oh, I don't. Don't I look sincere, Eric? Come on.
I hear rumor that Shatner has written Cybok into this movie as the Christmas ghost. So,
oh my God,
let's get him out of here.
Wow.
The ghost of Christmas. Yes, we know Star Trek V is the best Star Trek movie.
That's right.
Yeah.
We'll have to,
Nicely
done. Wait and see where that
Is there
goes.
in the dictionary of like psychiatric ailments? Is there an ailment when you're like repetitively obsessed on the same thing, constantly, over and over, and just all the time? Look for any excuse to, oh, the mail is late. That reminds me of Star Trek V. Oh, my egg is rotten. That reminds me of Star Trek V.
Me too. I thought I was the only one.
Yeah. I think it's you got to get a recognized ailment. Jim could be
belongs in the DSM-4.
Patient zero.
I think they have a 5 now. Don't they have a DSM-5?
Oh yeah, 5. I still think of the 4, but yeah, you're right.
I don't know how I know that. I just do.
Because people keep getting crazier and crazier. That's what.
Well, yeah.
They do. They go crazy.
New volume.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
Oh, and of course, thank you so much to Eric for hanging out and Trek talking with us tonight. Thank you, Eric.
Yeah, you bet. It was a lot of laughs tonight. That was fun.
And of course, thank you to V for enlightening us. Thank you, V.
You're welcome. Thanks for the laugh.
And thank you so much to David. It was fun. It was fun for sure. Different kind of show for us, but fun. And thank you to David for being with us and hanging out and putting up all these videos for us. Thank you, David.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I don't think we've laughed this hard for a while on a podcast, have we?
I don't know. It's great.
Miss Charles, but he's in our minds. So for next week, I have spoken with Miss Horn, who played Baitha in the Shuttle to Confore. She said she wanted to come on the show on Wednesday, but gave me the date for Thursday. I'm trying to confirm whether she wants to be on Wednesday or Thursday. I haven't heard back yet, but we are going to be talking about the Khan drama series, episode 1. So whether we have her on, check our Facebook page. I'll clarify that as soon as I have information. But we will be back next week. We'll either have a awesome Klingon with us or we're going to talk about Khan. One or the other. But we will be back on Thursday. So that, my friends, wraps up the show. I'm your most excellent host, Uncle Jim, saying to everybody, please stay safe and be good to each other. And remember, Star Trek fans are the best fans. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Night, all.
Don't try to censor our First Amendment rights.
Ready for departure, sir. Some problem, Riker?
Just hoping this isn't the usual way our missions will go, sir.
Oh, no, number one. I'm sure most will be much more interesting. Let's see what's out there. Engage.
Yeah.